Welcome back to some professional Starcraft 2 from WCS Spring 2019. Two of the best players from their respective regions. This is game number 3 in the knockout stage. The winner moves on. The loser goes, well, eventually home, even though BLY is from Ukraine, so it can't be that far. In the top right, the best player in the United States of America, the WCS Winter 2019 champion. His name is NEEB'S. And in the bottom left, the creative, which is another word for cheesy, Ukrainian ZERG player. It is BLY. Known for, oh my god, well, I feel a little justified. That's a hatchery, and that is not his side of the map. There's a drone coming to block, a little bit of role reversal happening here. The proxy and the base block by BLY so far. The drone lives. We'll need to pull another probe. Does he actually just steal? He steals the gas successfully. And not even blocked by NEEB. NEEB has no idea. Alright, we're off to a bit of an interesting start. BLY has no intention. The mind game's already. BLY has no intention of taking this base right now. He's adding on a spawning pool. He went hedge first, but at his opponent's, like, half, somewhat third. NEEB is looking for it. NEEB is looking. That probe. Oh, he knows. That probe. About to find it. NEEB, okay, now what? Is it time to put on a clinic? So this is almost like a macro proxy hatch, because the pool is so late. He's sending drones across for spine crawlers. There's already going to be a zealot out, adding on a shield battery, a second gateway. There's only one gas accessible in the main, not that he could really realistically mine from any more than that. He's holding with the drones. He's gonna wait for the creep. NEEB doesn't see it. NEEB doesn't see it. Oh. Ah, NEEB caught a glimpse. He caught a glimpse. He sees the spine crawlers. But the links are popping out. There's going to be 4. Enough to kill a zealot. He cancels before the last zealot hit can come through. The zealot is now trapped on creep. The stalker trying to micro back. The probe getting in the mix. Continuing to build zerglings. Things are wrapping up very quickly. Down goes the zealot. The spine crawlers are finishing up. NEEB does have a shield battery. Couple stalkers. Gonna be able to micro against the queen. He's really trying to box out here. There's no other tech. It's just gateway units. So he really has to stop this from getting, well, no puns intended, from taking root. Continue. There's zergling speed on the way, but it's a long way off. 2 more spine crawlers. Is he building? No, he's just building zerglings. 3 spine crawlers is still very dangerous. This is like a Diamond League cheese hour. Wait a second, it's WCS Spring. Oh, he moves a little forward. The spine crawlers are in range. The shield batteries are coming up. Spine crawlers pretty damn good against stalkers as long as they got some buffer. The zerglings on top of the shield batteries. They're not gonna finish. No cancel from NEEB. He's trying to hold the line. Do the shield batteries have enough energy? Another one goes down. He got a little ahead of himself. The zerglings can't get in because of the choke point, but eventually the spine crawlers will break through. NEEB misclicks onto the rocks. He's gonna lose a stalker. The zerglings buffering for the spines. A stalker. A dangerous path, but he does make it behind the wall. How long will the wall be there? We're not sure. There is no warp gate. He's just building out of gateways. He doesn't have the resources. NEEB has 21 probes and 2 bases. BLY has 17 drones and very technically 2 bases. The queen is here. Forward! My spine crawlers! Adding on a creep tumor, another queen joining the party. Very forward queens here. The slime is spreading. Speed is done. The zerglings gonna trying to nudge their way through. Not gonna be able to quite do it. The secondary wall is there. The spine crawlers breaking through the only gateway. 5 stalkers doing their absolute best. The pylon is under attack. How many does that power? Oh, okay. He had plenty of pylons. The stalker's still going to work. But they're gonna be able to fight. still. Shield batteries with a little bit of energy. The cyber core is intact. One stalker badly bruised, but gonna be able to pull back. The Queen's holding. Neeb is holding. He's got another gateway in the back. This isn't a full wall. The stalkers are holding the line. The shield batteries are backing them up. The stalker at the back. He keeps the zerglings. The surface area is growing. The probes even called into the fight. Neeb is... How many even shield batteries? He tucks himself in. But here come the rest of the zerglings. The cyber core is down. No more stalkers. He's building two. He did rebuild a gateway in the main. In fact, he still has that drone there, knowing that there's only one gas. But Neeb continues to hold. He's forced to retreat. He's been pushed back all the way to his nexus. But the nexus is still intact. He still has a lot of shield batteries, but they're all drained of energy. How many stalkers? 6 stalkers, 12 zerglings, but 3 very important spine crawlers. 3 kills, 2 kills. But everything he kills is expensive here. Oh, the zerglings are slipping by. He puts a creep tumor where the wall once stood. Kind of a metaphor for this game overall. A single badly bruised spine crawler, but the legs are in the main. He doesn't have warp gate. He can't just warp in units. He might be able to kill the spines, but the probes are fighting the zerglings. Probes, not the greatest counter to zerglings. 8 probes. Some reasonable micro there for Neeb. I mean, you don't have many options when there's a dozen zerglings in your main. Neeb down to 14 workers. Another spine crawler is building. Neeb finally got rid of most of them. The backbone of this attack. A single spine crawler will hold the line for now. BLY continues the aggression. He's sending more drones. Neeb is still chilling on the other side. A cyber core was rebuilt in the main. Neeb is holding his nexus. He does not have detection. You can't build on creep. He can't build shield batteries because of the creep. He's pulling back. I mean, he has plenty of shield batteries right now, but as BLY continues forward, he's sending more drones. He's doubling, he's tripling, he's quadrupling down. The zerglings run in. They get us around on the stalker, but the shield batteries have too much energy. He's really trying to keep them drained. He needs to get more spines up to break through. The attack continues. So far, both players losing almost equal resources, but Neeb, of course, more gas. Oh, the force field! What a save! A single zergling gets in, but the rest will be kept out for now. He needs to block that out as the force field comes up at the last possible second. One zergling slips into the main. Neeb is trying to mine. Why are you chrono boosting a nexus, Neeb? He's not macroing it out. The zerglings come in. Neeb getting way ahead of himself. He sees 2-3 more spine crawlers on the way. Neeb, as Neeb always does, assumes it's going to be a macro play. But guess what? BLY ain't macroing. There's a whole lot of micro, not very much macro. Is there a force field for the ramp? The wings are trying to slip in. Easy block there. Beautiful placement. He even cut some of them off. A spine crawler being targeted, but there are 3 queens at the front. The zerglings coming in. The force field is blocking up some at the back, but he's retreating once again up against his nexus. He's pinned. The zerglings make it into the main for the second time this game. But the natural will hold. The probes are pulled. There's only a handful of zerglings and a zealot to help out. Down goes the spine. BLY continues forward. Neeb still taking a lot of damage. The queens just pushing through. These offensive queens. Is he still building up? He doesn't really have... BLY has 14 drones. He doesn't have a booming economy, but more zerglings going to make it into the main, looking for a stalker. It's kind of an awkward engagement here, because it's all on creep, even though it is Neeb's base. A zealot. The batteries are almost entirely out of energy. The zerglings slip into the main again. Neeb caught flat-footed. They're going to be on top of the probes. I don't know how many he's going to get. Neeb's still holding for now. Oh, God, the attack move hit the extractor. Because the extractor is still around, he hasn't had the time to deal with it with zerglings and spine crawlers. Where did he get all these? He's still building spine. He continues forward, down to 4 shield batteries, which in every other game would seem like way too many, and in this game, just not enough. The shield batteries are being torn down. The zerglings are forcing Neeb slowly back into his main. He just did not respect the commitment from BLY. The pylon is under attack, getting slapped by the spine crawler tentacle. There's some transfuses from the queens. He'll use one. He's got a couple more. And the queens are really just keeping this all intact between the creep, the transfuse, the range damage, the zerglings on the nexus. The zealots try to come out. Warp gate is nearly done at the 10-minute mark. But does he have... He's going to have 3 total gates. The pylon going to fall. And with it, all of the buildings, the batteries, and the Nexus itself. Neeb thought we were gonna macro it out, and Bly said no. Bly's like, well, now that I destroyed your expansion, it's time for me to take one. That isn't outside your base. There's a rubble on the way. Neeb is holding his ramp. Bly is mining out of his main, and he's never had more than like 15 drones this entire game. A robo is on the way. Pylons, well, Neeb is supply block. We're still at 35v38 supply, but supply doesn't really tell the story at all. There's creep all over. What are you gonna do with this drone, Bly? He built another spine. A warp prism. Well, he's building an immortal. A warp prism is the choice eventually, but so now we just have to, everybody has to spend a moment and think about what's happening here. And it's Bly is continuing to make, I mean, does Bly doesn't know about the robo, but so now what? That's a very good question. Oh, Neeb. There's still a lot of Zerglings. Bly is making more drones on the other side of the map than he is on his own. But Neeb tries to come down the ramp. Is it too early? One of the spine crawlers, well, the spine crawler's in the back doing so much damage. The Queen's helping out. The immortal barrier is down. He's gonna hold it for now. He's gotta be very careful not to get a spine crawler. The Queen's killed the immortal! And the transfuses keep him intact. What are you doing, Neeb? Why are you here? Where's the warp prism? He's mining out of his main. There's only 4 mineral patches left. Bly has transferred all his several drones down to the, well, not all of them, but many of them down to the natural. Neeb's still holding on, but he lost the precious immortal. That was a bit ill-fated. I'm surprised he didn't go for a warp prism first. You can tell how uncomfortable he is. I mean, there is creep all over his natural. The Queens have taken up residence after evicting the Nexus. Like, how does Bly win the game is another important question. He does have an expansion, but you can't just macro it out. Like, or can you? Wait. What's about to happen here? Neeb, are you just gonna give up your main? No. Does Bly does not see this. He's like, wait, what? Excuse me? There's no units here? Where are the probes going? The elevator! Neeb's just abandoning ship! The evacuation has begun! The probes won't make it! A lot of the probes will not make it. Oh, the warp prism! He needs the prism! Oh, there are some probes left behind! Neeb is going across the map. He can still recall to his Nexus while it stands. But, Bly's drones! No workers will survive! So now Neeb is base trading. Oh, wait! How many minerals does... Neeb doesn't have enough minerals for anything! He's gonna have to recall. He doesn't have enough minerals. He needs to hold the Nexus. Now, the spine crawlers can't get up the ramp. He recalls. He killed Bly's expansion, and he recalls home. If he can trap the Queens! He can trap the Queens! Oh, he missed the force field! The second one lands, but a lot of the Zerglings make it out. Guardian shield used. The warp prism is here. He unloads the probes he saved for a rainy day. The Queens! Slaughtered! Off creep for the first and the last time. And now we're back where we saw. Wait, there's one Zealot with 6 kills. The hero Zealot. 10 versus 8 workers. Now, Bly's sending his drones home. And now we're kind of back where we started. 192 Zerglings have died. 8 spine crawlers.
You are now in my service.
There is a hallucinated phoenix. All the Zerglings are coming back. Neeb, does he have enough mineral? Wait, he lost his robo. He can't rebuild the prism. Wait, did he lose the prism? No. What? Oh, the prism has stalkers in it. Okay. So, Bly is money. He's got 2 mineral patches left. Neeb has more mineral patches because he evacuated his probes. Many of them died, but they did evacuate. So, they punched each other in the face so many times. Both of them struggling to get back up. He wants to target down one of these drones, ideally. Well, I mean, technically you can just use the shields. There's nothing to break force field. Neeb, like, Bly can't get up the ramp, and he doesn't have enough drones to, like, really do anything. He's long distance mining from his... I mean, this thing. He's just barely out of range. The Stalker just barely out of range of the hatchery. So... Oh, does Neeb get 1 Dark Templar? The creep is spreading into the main, but he doesn't quite have the ability to spread it any further. 1 DT may just win the game. Like, how does Bly afford any detection? At all. And Neeb just using the shields. We have... This is a roller coaster. Neeb overcommitting, Bly committing everything. But Neeb finally seems to have settled down. And in true Bronze League Heroes fashion, it looks like 1 DT. He's not going to be able to afford much more than 1 Dark Templar. If the creep was able to spread, it would scout the Dark Shrine. That's where we are now. That's what's happening. There's 1 Stalker here to make sure he can't mine from these... A force field. He has essentially infinite force field if he rations them well. Like, oh, the Stalkers are killing drones. The Zerglings are scrambling back. The drones are on the run again. Bly has as many workers as he started with. Neeb has less. He's just gonna infinite force field. Bly is expanding. Is that even in the right spot? It's really hard to tell because my brain isn't used to seeing all these. I'm pretty sure that's off center. But it doesn't matter. I don't know. We're gonna find out. 2 Dark Templar! Oh no. Neeb just gives him away right off the bat. He's just going for the spine. There's no detection. He's gonna build a spore, which Neeb will be able to see. He's going for the spore. And the Stalkers are killing the main base. Bly has no home. And he has no detection. He's getting sliced to pieces. Going straight for the spores. He's gonna body block, but doesn't matter. Wait. He could just... The spores are finishing. Oh, Neeb! Neeb! What are you doing? Neeb! Decide! Make a decision! Neeb very indecisive, but it looks like he's gonna kill the hatch. Wait, Bly doesn't have a base and he doesn't have any minerals. And then he recalls the DTs. Bly has not rebuilt his base. And will soon be revealed. It is incredibly rare when you see that in a professional match. For 1, on 1 base, and 2, and the game isn't necessarily over, because Neeb doesn't have the resources to build a robo because he's out of minerals. Oh, he traps us! Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? What is that Doctor Strange shit right there? Oh wait, he does have a warp prism. He has a long distance mine with a warp prism. Sure, why not? Neeb will whittle him down. Eventually he can embrace his inner Captain Protoss. And, I mean, not entirely perfectly accurate, but Captain Protoss. A warp prism, recall, and a dream. If Neeb loses any units, it's a mistake. Like, eventually, like, if Neeb loses the Warp Prism, then suddenly we're almost in a draw. But those perfect foot, BLY'S getting desperate. Neeb has 54 supply. It's checkmate. The probes, like, he doesn't have any minerals to mine. Oh my god, please, Neeb. Oh, he almost lost the prism. What are you doing, Neeb? Come on. You have one job. There's vision. BLY has a creep tumor on the high ground, so we can actually see from one angle. Like, this is Neeb's game to lose. And it has been essentially since the Dark Templar. Well, don't you dare lose that Warp Prism, Neeb. Don't you dare. Don't you even think about it. Oh god, Neeb, what are you doing? Just... Oh, the trap, the quids! The Lings try to come up the ramp, but no! Neeb holds them down, knocks them out, and that is it. GG. Fun fact, BLY didn't lose a single gas unit the entirety of that 21-minute game because he didn't build any. He only spent 100 gas the entire game. Neeb, it felt like Neeb was kind of struggling to remember how good Warp Prisms were because BLY just freaked him out so much that he got caught off guard. But once he was able to settle down a little bit, he chilled out. He went full. He thought about it for like 2 seconds. He's like, Dark Templar. And he will move on. If you enjoyed Neeb's DTs and my commentary, make sure to like and subscribe so that way I don't have to update Fortnite. And tell me your favorite games from WCS Spring. And you know what? Before I go, I just wanna, since we do it live, just one thing. It's a great question. This is a great question I wanted to highlight. That question will haunt BLY till the end of time. Thank you.